If someone came and said that you needed to give them $10,000 within the next 90 days, or it would be a bad situation. That bad situation could be you could lose your house, you could go to jail, you could lose your property, whatever the thing may be. I want you to answer the question, what is it that you would do? How do you bring extra money in when you need to make extra money? Now, bear with me because I'm still trying to get my voice back, but work with me. I got enough for y'all to be able to hear me. All right, so I want to talk to you about what I would do if I needed money right now. And I want you to really think about what it is that you would do because a lot of you all, if you were faced with a situation where you needed to come up with a lump sum money in a short amount of time, can we be honest? Many of us are going to go out and try to find a job. You're going to go looking for a job, and that job is going to pay you X amount of money per hour, and there's a cap on how much you can make. So let's be honest. Can we be honest? Professor Sunflower said, Dr. D, you hitting it. You know, I don't know why I'm so available today. And I'm just like, let me go online and let's have this conversation because I really want us to think about this. If you needed money right now, what would you do? If you needed to come up with $10,000 in the next 90 days, what would you do? And you know, my next question is going to be if you have a plan to come up with $10,000 in the next 90 days, even in the next 30 days, in the next 60 days, why have you not done it? Why have you not done it? So let's talk about it. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Work with me. You got to stay to the end because I'm going to give you a whole rundown and a whole different understanding. See, in the past, an educator's life says, I'm here for your availability. I know, and like I ain't got nothing to do because I definitely got stuff to do. I don't know why I keep pressing this button going live, but I know it's somebody who needs to hear this. So, a lot of us, we grew up in an age, and I will admit that most of my audience is over 40. Most of my audience are Black or minority women over the age of 40. And so we grew up in a certain time period. And during that time period, we were taught to work hard. And in the past, if you worked hard, it made you money. That was in the past because you were saving someone else time. So you were doing the physical labor, the manual labor, the mental labor. And it was saving someone else time, it was saving them money, and it was saving them energy. Well, now, as time progressed, we got new appliances, we got new technology, we got new innovations. And so that took away a lot of that labor that we were doing. And so now in 2024, you need to be selling your knowledge. This is the information age, this is the data age. And so now your knowledge is money in the present. It's no longer your physical labor, but a lot of you all are stuck still trying to do things the way we did it in the past. You're thinking, let me go and get a job at a call center. Let me go and get a job bartending. Let me go and get a job being a waitress. Let me go and get a job in this other business. Let me go get a job freelancing. Let me do whatever it is I'm going to do to work to make money. Instead of saying, let me show you a process that I've used that has saved me time, money, and energy. Let me give you some examples. So, a friend of mine, she's no longer with us. She's an ancestor now. She has moved on. She had a set of quintuplets. This was my good girlfriend. She had a set of quintuplets. That means that she had 5 babies at one time. Was that her plan? No, it was not. She already had an 18-month-old little boy at home. Her and her husband, who had been married for about 5, 6 years, they got pregnant. She had 5 babies in one pregnancy. She was a nurse. And so, because she is a nurse, she had a special skill set. She could not use that skill set because who is coming to take care of these 5 kids? Her days were absorbed. So, in order to make her life easier, She came up with processes in her home to make her life easier. Because think about it. How do you feed 5 kids? How do you change Pampers on 5 kids? How do you tell 5 kids apart when some of them look identical to each other? How do you do that? So she came up with processes. How do you sleep? How do you give all of them baths? How do you clean the bottles? Listen to me. I went out to her house one time to help her because one of the babies had fallen out of the bed and broken her femur and had to be airlifted to the hospital. And so she needed someone to come out to the house to sit with the other kids, and they were only like 6 months old, while she went to take care of the baby who broke her femur. And so I went with one of my girlfriends. I called in recruitments for me to help me with the other 4 kids that were there. So she went with the baby and her oldest son, and I stayed with the other 4 kids with my other good girlfriend. Y'all, I was praying to Jesus. I was praying to God. I was praying for help. I was like, oh my God, how is she doing this every night? It was crazy. But listen to me. She created processes, how to clean the bottles, how to feed the babies, how to change their diapers, how to not get them mixed up, how to put their clothes out, all of these things. And guess what? After she figured out how to do it successfully, and when you see her do it, it was like easy. It was like easy peasy. Then other moms who had multiples began to, like, they will be having a conversation. And because when you are a multiples mom, they put you in contact with other multiple moms. And so she started telling them what to do, and then she started selling her services. She started helping moms of twins and triplets and quadruplets to make their life easier. You don't have to go through this fight. Let me help you before it even gets started, so that you can not be stressed out. And they will pay her to show them, they will pay her to show them how to set up their home, what it is they need to do, how to get on a good sleep schedule. What about people? I know a lady who lost like 300 pounds. She may have lost more than that. I'm just giving her 300. It may have been more than that. But she went through a process, and she's kept that weight off for over 10 years. And so not only is she able to keep it off, but then she went through menopause and was still able to keep it off. So she specializes in helping women to lose weight who are over 50 and likely in menopause. You see what I'm saying? This is what I mean by, we don't have to sell work anymore. We don't have to sell our labor anymore. We don't have to sell our muscle anymore. We can sell our knowledge. Wait a minute, I'm going to tell y'all how to do this. Just hang in there with me. But I need us to understand, when I was consulting heavy in schools, I noticed that there were a lot of women educators who had breast cancer. And I was really shocked by the number. And keep in mind, I would meet with the teachers one-on-one. And so sometimes they would be there and they would let me know she's gone to chemo treatment. She's out because she got back in. And so I noticed this pattern school to school. And so I met with this one teacher who looked really good. You would never know she had breast cancer. And she went on to say, she told me, she said, yeah, I have breast cancer and I get treatments. I had it went away. It came back. It was in remission. Now it's back. Well, she started a breast cancer support group where she began to collect into her community educators, only educators who had some form of cancer. And then from that, it led to a business where she was supporting them through a process, teaching them how to get their FMLA, how to use their days, how to go to their doctor's appointments. Because, like, when you think about it, you think just schedule the appointment. No, there are optimal times to schedule the appointment so you can still get the full day of work in and leave. And then she had this whole process. And so she would sell her service to help you because, again, she was saving you time, she was saving you money, and she was saving you energy. And so this is what I want you to know. These were people who were taking the information from where they are and getting people to where they want to go. So they took what they used from where they were at, and then they supported other people to where they wanted to go. And that's what I'm telling you all to do. You know what to do. You have solved a problem in your life. This is the thing. If you needed to make a large amount of money in a short amount of time, the goal is not to go and get another job. We saw that at Iman Live. How many of those women stood up and said they got sponsorships? They started with no money. And then they stood up and said somebody donated $1,000. They didn't work for that $1,000. Somebody said they got $214. They didn't work for that $214. When you got that stimulus check, you didn't work for that stimulus check. It just showed up. I'm telling you, stop thinking that money always has to be worked for. And we do work for it, but we also work for it in a different way. Do you know what someone else can benefit from? Do you know someone who can benefit from this? So here's my suggestion to you. If you need to make a large amount of money in a short amount of time, figure out something that you've done and that you've done well. And you know how you got there. There was a process involved. And I recommend that you write down that process and then you go and you get to telling people about what it is that you do. That's the very way that I was able to start my business, this business here. People saw what I was doing and they said, how did you do that? And I was telling them, I got my business ready first. And then I started working on my products. And then I figured out how to market my services so that I can get into schools and meet more people. It was that simple. That's the process that I still use to this day. Business ready, product ready, market ready. It's a 3-step process. It is not circular, but it is a process. And so I started talking to people and I would say, do you know someone who can benefit from this? Do you know any teachers who are looking to leave the classroom, but they don't know what it is they need to do? Do you know somebody who's looking to monetize their talents? Do you know someone who needs to sell their services to the school system? And guess what? People knew people and started pointing me in the direction of people. They started pointing me in the direction of places to go, things to do, and how I can make this happen. But the problem is, too many of us who are 40 and older, we still think that we need to get another job. 2 jobs are for 2 people. If you're not 2 people, you shouldn't be working 2 jobs. That is not what God intended for your life. I'm going to stand by that. Nowhere in that decree did it say you need to work 2 jobs and spend 15, 16 hours at work every single day. I ain't seen that written nowhere. Nowhere have I seen that written. This is what we call outreach. You need to engage in outreach. There are too many of us, and I will be totally honest and transparent with you. It's us educators. It's us educators who think we are too smart. We think we are too good. We think that because we got all of these degrees that we don't need help. We think that we have all of the answers and we don't want to put ourselves out there to ask other people to be in the position to be vulnerable. It's called outreach, people. It's not called begging. It's not called stealing. It's not degrading. It's called outreach. You have all of these people that you have poured into, that you have made deposits into, that you have supported, that you have helped, and you will not even allow them the opportunity to help you. I'm telling you, you have knowledge. You have things that you have done that are absolutely amazing. There was a process that it took to get you there. And if you know that process, you can save a lot of people time, money, and energy. But we're afraid to do it. We don't want to be uncomfortable. We don't want to get out of our comfort zone. We don't want to take a risk. And God forbid we say you need to spend a little money, because we operate from a spirit of lack. We operate from a spirit of desperation. And we got to step into abundance. You got to believe that what you have is valuable. You got to know that what you have is good. You got to believe that what you have can support other people. There is someone waiting for your answer, for your solution. Just like I knew that there was someone who was waiting for me to do this live, even though I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to come on here this evening. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I got 3 other appointments I need to do. I got to meet with good sister Sharon Washington. I got all types of stuff on my schedule. I want to go to bed early tonight because I had a live event this week and I haven't quite been able to get my sleep back up to snuff. And so I got stuff I wanted to do, but you know what? I knew that if I didn't do what was in my spirit to do and get this message out there, that one person, I ain't even got to have 10, 20, 30, 40, just one person is waiting to hear this message. And this one message could switch something in somebody's mind to make them do something different, to make a decision, and to move forward in a different way. If you need money, and you know that your job ain't paying you enough, you know that you got them bills that keep coming in, you know that you got stuff that needs to happen, then you got to have a plan. Don't just sit back twiddling your thumbs waiting for somebody to come and save you. Look at there. Reba said, I'm grateful you came on. This keeps me motivated. You are so welcome, Reba. And I'm happy that this is helpful to you, because we need to get out of our own way. We are done with the age. And see, we got to stop staying stuck. And can I be real specific? I want to be real specific to my Black women. Y'all, we some of the most talented, we are some of the most educated, we are some of the baddest women on the face of this earth. And boy, when I tell y'all, we are so addicted to hard work and struggle. When I say that we are so addicted to struggling and just taking the hard road, we ain't got to keep working this hard, y'all. I know our mamas taught us that. I know my mama taught me that. My mama taught me how to work hard. My mama taught me how to show up. My mama taught me how to be clean. You got to be on 10 at all times, because these people going to judge you. They not going to give you your things. These people not going to give you your things. But you know what? That was in the 70s and 80s. Does that stuff still happen? Absolutely. But guess what? Girl, get up from the table. Get up. You ain't got to sit there. You don't have to be a part of that. Get up from that table. Don't you dare sit at a table that they don't want you at. Don't you dare sit at a table where they talking about you at. Don't you dare sit at a table where they're taking your ideas and stealing them and using them as their own and not giving you credit. You know what? Because you're scared. You're scared to make your own table. You're scared to say, hey, I see what you're doing, and I'm allowing it to happen. Let me take a step back from this table and let me run over here and start building my own table. Will my table be finished this year? I want to know who is ready to birth their business this season. Build your own table, sis. Stop taking this abuse. Get out of them toxic relationships. Stop doing this crazy nonsense. Stop going back thinking it's going to be different. It's not. You got to be ready to birth a new thing. Just like with a child, it takes 9 months to bring a child into this world. Why do you think your business is going to happen in 3 months? That's not the way it works. You got to make it through 5 years, first of all. Let's get through the first 5. 75% of the business is going to fail in the first 5 years. What are you talking about? So let's set ourselves up for success. Let's go ahead. Let's get the mentorship that we need. Let's get the community that we need. Let's be around the people who can help us. Let's build the connections. I just gave you a full strategy. I didn't hold nothing back. I gave you a full strategy. That strategy is called outreach. I've used it. The people in my community have used it. Y'all who came to Iman Live saw it in full effect before your own eyes. And you didn't even know that was a strategy. You didn't even know that they implemented a full-blown strategy. Y'all thought that was luck, that all them women stood up and said that they were able to get money. Y'all thought it was luck, but you don't see a problem when you fill out a grant form. See, you willing to go and ask for money from a stranger who you don't know, who's more than likely white. But you cannot, will not, dare not ask the people who love and care about you to support your good cause. Because it's not begging. When you apply for them grants, is that begging? Is that begging? When you're applying for them grants, is that begging? It's not. They have money that's available. And so when we talk to y'all about sponsorships, some of you did it, some of you didn't. The ones who did it, they stood up and they told you. They were still collecting money. Tangeray came home and still collecting money. Y'all got to get out of your own way. You got to get into 2024 and unlearn some of those things that we've learned and allow new learning to take place. Put all of those degrees, certificates, certifications, put all that on the back burner. Put it on the back burner. Ain't nobody taking it from you. You got that. That's yours. You earned it and you deserve it. That's yours. But guess what? That's not going to move you to the next place. You already know what them degrees, certifications, and certificates gonna get for you. All them little letters and numbers and stuff you got behind your name, it ain't gonna make your paycheck no bigger. It ain't gonna make your life no better. It ain't gonna make your kids love you no more. It ain't gonna make you have better relationships with your family. It's not gonna help you find your husband or your wife, whatever the situation may be. That's not gonna help you do those things. But I tell you what, when you have resources, when you have the ability to do the things that you want, you're going to see your life can change then. You can help the people who you want to help. You can make the adjustments to your life you want to make. You can let go of some of the stress to help you to get your health together. You can take 5-10 minutes every morning to stretch and do some exercises. You can go and work out and walk and do the things that you need to do to get your health together. But that job that and all them degrees and certifications, that's not going to get you nothing right now. If I needed to make a lot of money, what would I do? I would sell my knowledge and skills. I would pick up my phone and I would call my network. I would talk to people and I would let them know exactly what it is that I do. And I would say to them, do you know someone who can benefit from this? I would let them know exactly what it is that I do. What it is I do, I would let them know the process that I use, and I would let them know who the ideal client or target is that I would love to work with. And then I would say, do you know someone who can benefit from my services? Can you connect me with them? Can you connect me with them? People connect me with people all day, every day. All day, every day. I get emails in my inbox. People connecting me with people. What's coming into your email or your inbox? What's coming over your text messages? Is because we have not, because we ask not. We have not because we ask not. And so I want us to be clear that you can do this. You do not need a second job. You need to learn how to monetize your skills and your talents. Times have changed, and it's no longer about working harder, it's about working higher. You need to do a higher level of work, which is monetizing your knowledge, your gifts, and your talents. If you are willing to do that and you're wondering how to do that, book a call with me. Book a call. Let me talk to you. Let me explain to you how it works and what it might look like. And then you can make your own decision. But I'm telling you, it's too many examples. I have a niece who's amazing at travel. She does all of these amazing excursions. She gets great flights. The cost of the flights are always really low. And she just comes up with really ingenious ways for people to be able to travel. She has a girl and a boy. Her last trip, she went to Cali and she went to the Barbie Diner and to the Sonic. They have a Sonic something there, the Sonic the Hedgehog. And she put together a 2-day trip. And when she got through, she put the price of the trip, what they did, where they ate at, what their flights were, how much the hotel cost, because they only had to have the hotel for one night, what the hotel cost. And she documented her whole trip. Everything that happened from the time they woke up in the morning to when they got on the plane to when they arrived in Cali, checked into the hotel, boop de boop de boop. She documented the whole thing. Then she made a post telling about the price, showed the kids having a good time. The little girl went to eat with Barbie. The little boy went to the Sonic the Hedgehog thing, and she posted it. Don't you know that in her DMs, people were saying, "Would you plan a trip for us? Would you do that? Can you send me your itinerary?" And she said, "Oh, that itinerary is $30. It has everything that you need on it." So she priced it at $30, and you can get the full thing, and she has everything set up for you. Well, from that, somebody then said, you always come up with great ideas, because the other thing that they did that evening, they had a game night. It was only three of them, mama, son, daughter. The dad was at work and couldn't be there. And so did a game night. They played games, then they watched a movie, and they went to bed. All of this is documented, right? So then she posted it. People were in her DMs. She sold a few of them, but then somebody said, would you be interested in helping us plan our family reunion? Y'all see how that worked? So then a family reunion costs way different than what a little 3-person trip to Cali would be. So they talked about it. She gave a price. And guess what? Now she has a gig doing exactly what she loves, planning the games, planning the events, planning the food, planning the dinner, all of these things. And instead of them having a catered event, because she is innovative, she is in her 30s, she has all of these new ideas. She said, why don't you all, instead of doing what you normally do, go to a hotel and spend all that money in a hotel? She said, why don't you all rent a big ranch or a cabin and everybody stays at that one location? And so here's the thing. She had done her little research to see how many people normally show up to the family reunion. Now, let's be honest, in most families, I don't know about in y'all family, but in most families, you're not getting 300, 400, 500 people showing up for the family reunion. I'm just saying, in most families, if you do, God bless you and your family. But for most of us, we might get up to 100 people to show up just because different work schedules, different times, and all that. And to be real, like to have 60 or 70, you've done a good job. So what she did was she found this huge ranch in Texas. Do you hear me? So it had horseback riding, it had swimming, it had everything, and it had space for 72 people. 72 people. It was huge. It was beautiful. She's putting the games together. They're going to have the dinner there. They're going to have the barbecue, and it's saving them a ton of money, all because they saw what she did, saw her skill, and said, let's see if she would be willing to do our family reunion. And now what they would have been spending over $15,000 for just for the banquet that night, that banquet at the hotel for that one night was $15,000. For the per plate meal and for the rental of the space was $15,000. Well, she got the whole family reunion, the whole space plus their housing for 4 days for $15,000. And then she's going to plan all of the events on the site and use all of their amenities. And then she's going to add her charge on top, which is still saving them tons of money. And she's being paid well. And she's doing what she loves to do. When I was speaking to her, she was saying how she is so enjoying, she's getting the games. She's talking about all of the little board, the little board things she's having made. She's created all these little cute names and she's loving it. She's enjoying it. And she's going to make enough money, she said, to pay her rent and her bills for the next 2 months, doing something that she absolutely loves. Now, keep in mind, she does not have to go there to do the things. All she's doing is putting it together, organizing it, and sending it to the family reunion committee. And then they present, and then they have to do the work. But she's laying out all of the games, the schedules, the location. They have to put the rooming assignments together, but she's giving them a skeleton of how to put the rooms together and all of this, and she absolutely loves it. That's what I mean by sell your knowledge, get paid for that. When she gets through, she's going to ask them, do you know anybody else who could benefit from my services? Would you refer me to 3 other people? Each one, she's asking them to refer her to 3 people. And then she's giving them ideas. If you know anybody who's having a birthday party, a wedding anniversary, a wedding, or a family reunion, or a graduation party, I'd be more than happy to help them plan it out. Don't you already see what's about to happen? So for some of us, if we needed to make money, we would be going out to get a new job. We would think that, let me get a part-time job. Let me see if I can go work for so-and-so. Let me go see if I can do something to get into debt, borrow some money, when you can use your knowledge to create more money. Here's the thing you need to say. Do you know somebody who can benefit from this? Do you know somebody? I need to know who's ready to birth their business. I need to know who's ready. Because if you're ready, honey, I'm ready. I'm ready. This is my favorite time of the year. I want to help you birth your business. Let's go ahead and let's get you pregnant. Let's get this business ready so we can go ahead and step into it. The longer you take to do it, the less time you get to live in it. The quicker you do it, the longer you get to live in it. Even on my hardest days, I get to stop and thank God that I get to stand in my dream. I get to live my dream. And it's not a lot of people who get to say they are living the life of their dreams. There was this man that was at my former job, and every time you would pass by him, you say, "Hey, how you doing?" He say, "Oh, living the dream, living the dream." But he was saying it sarcastically. And I think about him every time because I think to myself, oh my, I am actually living the dream. The dream that I had for myself, the one that's not what American society says that we should be dreaming, but the one that's in my spirit. I get to wake up when God wakes me up. I don't have to rush. I don't have to run. I don't have to be at anybody's job at any time. I can sleep in if I need to, get up, move, get going. I can allow the sunlight to hit my face on my front porch as I have my cup of coffee. I get to go into schools. I get to display my expertise, support my other leaders who are doing the work. They are doing the work, and it's hard work. It's grimy work sometimes. And I'm here to help them. I'm here to be their secret weapon behind the scenes. I don't need any notoriety. You don't have to call my name out loud. As long as you are helping these teachers, helping these students, and doing what is needed to move these kids in this community forward, that is enough for me. And run me my coins. You see what I'm saying? Run me my coins, and I'm okay. You ain't got to put it up on a billboard. You ain't got to say I work with Dr. D. You ain't got to do none of that. I know the value of the work that I do. I enjoy it. I love creating their PowerPoints for them. I love highlighting and outlining their game plan. I love creating their communication plans for them. I love having my beginning of the year meetings where I'm talking to them about the points that they need to make and where they need to show compassion and correcting the errors that they made the previous year and owning their mistakes. I absolutely love it, okay? I love coming on here working with y'all. I love doing my live events where I help women to make a decision to change their lives. I love when women step into their power and receive the glory that God intended for them. I absolutely love it. I'm living a dream. And by me doing what I was gifted to do, they tell you your gifts will make room for you. So I'm allowed to live my life the way I always wanted to be able to travel, to be able to live, to be able to have resources, to be able to do the small things. And you can too. But we got to stop doing what the people told us to do to keep us in bondage. We got to be willing to do the thing. Is the business the answer for everybody? No, it's not the answer for everybody. But if you know it's for you, click that link and make a call. Let me talk to you. I don't do no force anything. I don't believe in forcing anything, enforcing anything. Do you hear me? So I will give you 100% strategy. Anybody who's called and spoken to me, they will tell you. I'm going to tell you what it is I do. I'm going to tell you how it is we can help you. I'm going to tell you what your next steps are. You can choose to take those next steps by yourself, or you can choose to take those next steps in a community. Either way, you need to do it. I'm going to give you real strategy. So that's it. That's all, y'all. I ain't got no more. I have enjoyed coming live with y'all today. I'm going to try to get a YouTube live in tomorrow. But I'm sorry, on Saturday, because tomorrow is a busy day. If my husband decides to let me be a passenger princess, I might be able to do a live while I'm on my way to some of my errands. So I hope this has been helpful to y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later.